And we're back, guys. Welcome to Tennis in a Minute. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every single day. And we're taking a look again at this matchup between Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff. And look, no disrespect to Queen Win and Yana Yastremska, but I think the winner of the Australian Open will be one of these two ladies, right? And of course, my pick was Coco Gauff to win it all. Now, listen, guys. Coco Gauff against Marta Kasiuk had to play a matchup she just wasn't used to playing, right? Coco is normally the most athletic player on tour. And Marta Kasiuk, if you follow the channel, listen to the scouting report, I said clearly, and I've been saying this in the past about her game, she's very explosive vertically. She plays her best tennis inside the baseline and coming forward. She's amazing with passing shots, and she loves to overpower opponents. Coco had her hands full in this matchup, and the reason why it went 3 sets. I mean, it should have went 2 sets. Let's just be honest. Coco won the first set, but even if you take a look at the first couple service games Marta had, Coco had several chances to break Marta. When she didn't get the breaks, you notice she got a little frustrated. She made a couple faces, and her level dropped. And even in the second set, she had a chance to serve it out. But the reason why this match went 3 sets is because not only is Marta super duper talented and athletic and explosive, but this isn't necessarily the game plan that Brad Gilbert is working with Coco on. Brad Gilbert's working on that deep backhand, pinning opponents behind the baseline so they're not a threat. Coco can come forward and get easy winners, and that serve. I've said in the past, and it's so ironic, it's so amazing, right? All these things are just starting to come true here. I asked the question many times last year, why isn't Coco utilizing her serve speed? She's so strong and she's just so muscular. Even though she doesn't look it, she packs a mean punch. She's very strong. How come she's not taking advantage of her serve strength? And what do you know? Brad Gilbert comes on board. Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick. He's focusing on that serve. She's already got the fastest serve at several tournaments since he's been on board. And look, she's even ranked, I want to say, 7th or 8th as the all-time fastest serve at the U.S. Open. So she's done it in the past. But why? I do feel that because she's such a good defender, she uses so much energy on the defensive end. It's anyone that's played tennis knows it's very tiring and exhausting blasting off 120, 130 mile an hour serves. That takes a lot of energy. It drains you. And literally by the if it's a long first set or second set or 3 set match, you're going to be very tired. So I felt earlier on in her career, she was conserving energy. But this is what happens when you win a Grand Slam. You can focus on your strength. Her lower body's very strong now. Her upper body, she's so muscular. And I think she'll have the strength advantage over Sabalenka. I really do. We already know she serves stronger than Sabalenka. A lot of people don't realize that because Sabalenka yells and screams and it looks bad because she's overextending on opponents. So when she's hitting these winners, it looks a lot worse than what it really is. But again, back to this matchup here. Marta did an amazing job of keeping Coco inside the baseline and having to come forward and defend. Coco had to defend different types of balls. We see Coco on these highlight reels defending on the baseline so much. Marta made Coco have to defend coming forward with her amazing athletic ability. Now, I want to take a look at the forehand facing north scouting report. I've talked about this in the past. This is one of Coco's weaknesses, but not necessarily just Coco. Every tennis player facing north, if you're a right-handed player, you're hitting a running forehand, there's not much you can do here but just tread the line, right? You literally have to tread the line. If you come across court, it's going to be a lot easier to make a mistake because you're hitting towards the higher part of the net coming across your body. That's going to be very difficult to do. Coco does return this shot. Marta comes forward. Coco's running towards the left, comes across court, nearly made it. But again, Marta's keeping you inside the baseline. Something she's not going to have to worry about with Aryna Sabalenka. Now, Aryna Sabalenka does come forward. I want to acknowledge that. But it's normally off of that first serve when opponents are returning short balls because Aryna's so physical and strong. Then Aryna comes forward. She's putting away volleys because of her height and long wingspan with that racket extended vertical. But again, Very different matchup. Coco running forward, Marta keeping her inside the baseline with short balls. As you take a look here at Aryna Sabalenka, behind the baseline, it's going to be a baseline contest. And you have to understand that Aryna, the last match against Barbora, literally 70% of her winners, 70% of her points, rather, came 4 shots or less. 70% of her points came 4 shots or less. While Coco, literally more than 50% of her points, 5 to 9 shots. She had nearly 20 shots over 9 shots. The rallies, that's right, guys. It's going to be all about the rallies. Coco's going to win the points 5 shots or more, and this is the difference maker. Styles make fights. Aryna Sabalenka, this is going to be a baselining contest where we know Coco's going to get balls back. Sabalenka's going to have to work for every point. Over 4 shots, her decision making, it gets a little iffy, guys. What about stamina? She's had literally a couple hours less on court than Coco, and of course that last match influenced that. Is Sabalenka going to gas out? Is she going to get tired? Is she going to be able to remain mentally disciplined, having to go longer rallies with the younger player, the more explosive player, the more athletic player? And look, guys, Coco might even be the stronger player. Let's just be honest. Now, Arena's going to have that forehand advantage, but what she's going to have to do, continue to serve well. That first serve rocket, Barbora returned a lot of short balls. Aryna loves to come forward and get easy points. Again, Aryna's scoring a lot of her points, 70% of them, 4 shots or less, and it's all led behind the first serve. Aryna has to serve well to win. Coco can have a bad service game and still win and hold because she has more ways to beat Aryna. I also want to talk about the wide stance from Aryna Sabalenka. If I was Brad Gilbert, I would jam the hip. I don't necessarily like it because just returning so wide, I think it makes her overextend because look, if you want strength and power, literally, I mean, shoulder widths apart, you can really crack some of these balls. Aryna Sabalenka returns with her stance so wide. I don't think it's great. But again, she's so physical and powerful, she gets away with it because a lot of the opponents she plays, she's just stronger than and she can overpower. But someone like Coco that can jam the body, and I think Brad's going to focus on this, it's going to make returning very difficult for Aryna Sabalenka. She's tall, she's got long arms. Shorten those arms, jam that body, jam the hips to make those returns very sloppy. Coco can come forward and get a lot of winners. But again, you would have to jam that body. That stands there. It just looks horrible. I don't know how she does it, to be honest with you. Nonetheless, though, but again, Barbora Krejcikova behind the baseline. Coco's going to have plenty of opportunities to baseline with Aryna Sabalenka. Return balls, get them in play, show her power, show her athletic ability, mix in drop shots, get Aryna Sabalenka coming forward. And it was great. I think it was Davenport, maybe. It's great when they echo the things I say. Aryna Sabalenka was just a train wreck at the U.S. Open trying to return the short balls for Coco. Again, unless it's off of that first serve, Aryna Sabalenka is just not a good two-way player. I don't think she's great at the net. I think she's a taller player. Sometimes it looks like she has 2 left feet, and she is by far the less athletic player here. But again, jam the body, jam the hip. If we take a look at Coco, because Marta was just so physical, athletic, and she loves to play inside the baseline, this is where most of Coco's winners came. Going to be a completely different match, guys. She's not going to have to be camped out inside the baseline against Aryna Sabalenka. Now, if we take a look here, again, more winners inside the baseline, more short balls. But what about Aryna Sabalenka, guys? If we take a look at Aryna Sabalenka here, this is where she's hitting her winners down the line. Okay, so Coco's going to have opportunities to get to her backhand. And again, points won, 70% of them coming within 4 shots or less. This is going to be an amazing match, guys. Who do you got? Do you got Coco Gauff? I've picked Coco to win the tournament. I do think this will be an easier match for Coco than Marta was, but the entire world is on Aryna Sabalenka. They're all backing Sabalenka to win this match. Me personally, I picked Coco to win the tournament. I think she's had success with Aryna in the past because this is what she trains for. She trains with Eubanks. She's training with Brad Gilbert to increase the serve speed, improve the range and the depth of the backhand, and keep these opponents behind the baseline, pressure them into making mistakes, and literally returning sloppy shots that she can put away easy winners. This is a match where I think Coco's going to come out very strong and aggressive in the first set. I think Coco has great value to win the first set. If you want to play it safe, take Coco plus 2.5 games in the first set. That should come in for you. I do think Coco wins the first set outright. If Coco wins the first set, it's going to be a different match for Aryna. Aryna, we've seen drop the first sets, and then she comes out, she gets really aggressive in the second set, and she can overpower opponents. Trying to overpower this new, stronger physical Coco could lead to more mistakes, guys. All the values on Coco. She's a 2-1 underdog. What do you think, guys? Can Aryna Sabalenka beat Coco? Will Coco be tired? That's another. And I say it all the time. When you win a match as a professional that you should have lost, most of the time you're going to lose that next match. But this is a different matchup that caters to Coco. Will Aryna Sabalenka be doing the Jordan fist pump in victory? Or will Coco? Tennis in a minute. Enjoy the video, guys. I might head to the studio and make another one. Stay tuned.